What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I hope your day is off to a great start. Well, if you're starting here, I don't know how it couldn't be. I'm just kidding. But I do hope that your day is going great or that it went great, whatever time you're listening to this. I'm your host, Taryn Balzana, and this is The Garden, where you don't have to come alone because we're all growing too. Today, I want to talk about some things that are kind of taking over our society and that are just very, very prominent in today's day and age. And that is mental health and different mental health conditions. Some of those are ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, OCD, PTSD, and whatever else you can think of. And I want to talk to those that struggle, and I want to talk to those that don't. Society calls them mental disorders, and the definition for a disorder is an illness or condition that disrupts normal physical or mental functions. I'm no expert, and I'm not sitting here trying to be, but as someone who struggles with anxiety, and I know some of you guys have heard me talk about that previously. But I also know people that struggle with a lot of these things that I listed. And there's some viewpoints in Christians that gotta change if you really want others to see Jesus through you. So today I'm talking to the person that struggles with their mental health in whatever capacity. And I'm also talking to fellow Christians who don't know how to treat people that do struggle. So first off, to the person that struggles, I'm going to guess it's probably the majority listening. And that's not because I wish that on you, but because the statistics are real. Statistics are 1 in 5 adults, 21%, which means over 50 million people experience a mental health condition. 13% of young people ages 13 to 18 have experienced a major depressive episode. That's over 2.7 million of our youth. Did I go to the doctor for my anxiety? Yes. Before I knew that's what I was dealing with. I thought that I was legitimately having problems with my heart due to the chest pains it would cause me. Did my doctor prescribe me medicine to take as needed? Yes. How many times did I take that medicine? I've taken a total of 6 pills in the year I've had my prescription. 6. I personally decided to take the counseling route. I wanted to learn the tools to fight back against this anxiety experience, and I wanted to be proactive. That's not to judge anyone that takes medicine for whatever they deal with. Do I wholeheartedly believe there is healing from all diseases and disorders in the name of Jesus? Absolutely. Do I believe a large portion of your problems can be cured by spending time with Him? 100%. Do I also believe God gave us doctors and that He doesn't heal everyone the same way? Yes. So if you are someone who struggles with your mental health, I want to give you tools. First and foremost, read the Word. Read His promises and speak His truth over your mind, your body, and your soul. And some verses to start with are 2 Timothy 1:7. For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. Deuteronomy 31:8. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Isaiah 43:1. Don't fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. Psalm 34:17. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. John 14:27. Peace is what I leave with you. It is my own peace that I give you. I do not give it as the world does. Do not be worried and upset. Do not be afraid. Galatians 1:10. Am I trying to win the approval of men or God? Or am I trying to please men? If I were still trying to please men, I would not be a servant of Christ. Second, I want to advise you to seek community. I know none of us want to bother anyone, and definitely not with our struggles and problems. But leaning on your community, on your village, will probably lead you to realizing they've struggled with the same thing too. Or they know someone who has and can point you to someone else that can talk you through it. It helps significantly to have someone to walk through it with. Jesus had 12 disciples. Even he surrounded himself with community. Third, go to counseling. And I know that can be a scary, daunting thing to sit in a room with somebody and to pour out all the things that you're dealing with. But I personally go to a Christian counselor. She calls me out. She calls me higher. She prays over me. She helps me navigate triggers and roots. And truthfully, I believe everyone should go at some point in their life for at least a season. My fourth piece of advice is to go outside. Soak in the sunshine. Go for a walk. Get somebody to go for a walk with you. Rest in the presence of God. Meditate on the noises of nature. And if you don't want to take my word for it, mental health outcomes improved 98% of studies where individuals engaged with natural outdoor environments. I mean, heck, we buy cleaning products that only kill 99% of bacteria. So why would we not go outside when studies show that it's proven to work 98% of the time? It's just my opinion. Imagine if you spent 30 minutes to an hour outside a day, how much that could improve your mood, your fatigue, your rest, all the things. I've never gone outside and not felt better when I walk back in. Take vitamin C. The natural way to get that is outside. But winter is coming and maybe you have an office job, so get the vitamin and take it. Take it every single day. I try to take it every single day and I'm not the greatest at it. But your body needs vitamin C and it helps your mood, your fatigue, your all around immune support. It helps. After doing all these things, then I will recommend going to a doctor. But not lightly. I do not recommend that lightly. Be picky. Choose wisely. Make sure it's not just some doctor who wants to put a band-aid over the problem or isn't paying attention to what you're dealing with. If you do get prescribed a medicine, have the mindset that you don't want to stay on it. To the best of your ability, don't become dependent on it. And lastly, do not let your pride get in the way of receiving help that could benefit your life and the lives of others that you're involved in. Don't think that your mental health is only affecting you. It's affecting those around you as well. Because we all know that our mental health affects how we treat people. So if you're not going to do it for you, do it for them. And my second point, and the second set of people I want to talk to, is all those people who don't struggle, but know someone who does. Pay attention. Listen to them. Pay attention to their behaviors. Pay attention to when they get depressed and how they act when they are. What makes them anxious and how do they act when they are? Learn what does help them focus despite their ADHD. Learn what triggers their PTSD. Learn some of the symptoms of these different conditions. I'm not saying I'm perfect at this, but I actively try to pay attention to the behaviors of those I'm surrounded by and those that are a part of my daily life. Not to diagnose them, not to label them, not to think less of them, but to understand them so that I can love them better, like Jesus does. Acknowledge the humanity that lies in all of us, but respond in a Christ-like manner. I think it's so important and vital to relationship building to not put everyone in the same box, but to acknowledge our differences, respect them, and respond appropriately. Do I promote allowing them to dwell in their conditions? No, I don't. But you are going to have a much better chance at helping them get the help they need to overcome this battle they're facing if you meet them where they are at first. Galatians 6:2 says, "Bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ." The assumption that lies behind this command is essentially that we all have burdens and that God does not intend for us to carry them alone. It goes on to say in verse 3, "If anyone thinks himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceives himself." Pride prevents us from bearing one another's burdens and fulfilling the law of Christ. It is often pride that keeps us from ministering to one another as we should. Love first, and love always. Don't cast judgment because they struggle with something you don't, or because you don't understand. Learn so you can understand, and you can be the friend they need, and be the friend you wish you had. Be the friend you hope your kids have. It's easier said than done. I know, I get it. From both standpoints. From the standpoint of getting help and from the standpoint of being the help. You feel awkward in both scenarios. And you don't want all the attention on you in both scenarios. You don't want to go up to someone and notice, "Oh, I noticed that you, I don't even know, bite your fingernails a lot. Could you be anxious?" Like, that's probably not the way to approach it. But pay attention and know, hey, when they're surrounded by a lot of people, they bite their fingernails a lot and kind of stand off in the corner. So go be a friend. Go over to them in that corner and go talk to them. Or when so-and-so's going through depression, I don't hear from them for days. So make it so they don't have to reach out to you first. Text them and be like, "Hey, I'm thinking of you. Hey, I miss you. Hey, I'm going to bring you lunch." If someone has ADHD, I know, and I'm not one to like, yeah, I've kind of been semi-diagnosed with anxiety, but I don't let that like label me. I say it more so to resonate with people. I think resonate is the right word. Resonate with people? I don't know. Not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. I do it to relate to people. There we go. So that they can know that, like, hey, I understand what that is like. And this is what it was like for me. And just because you may have gone through something, or you may have known someone that or that you may have known someone that went through it, does not mean that everybody's symptoms are the same. Everybody handles it differently. I don't know that I have ADHD, but I do know that caffeine can have the opposite effect on people that do have it. So maybe they need a Dr. Pepper before church, or maybe they need a coffee before class to focus better. I don't know. Maybe they focus better when walking and talking instead of just requiring them to sit there and listen to you. Like, I don't know, but there's all these different areas where it makes a difference if you pay attention. And if you want to build meaningful relationships, you're going to have to pay attention to the people you want to build those relationships with. Because not everyone's the same. Not everyone understands the same. Not everyone listens the same. Not everyone learns the same. Like, I know in school we took those little tests where teachers would learn how we learn the best. If we learn visually, or by listening, or by doing. And it's the same way when you're trying to build relationships with people. Learn how to be the friend they need, or the spouse they need, or the mom they need, or the dad they need, or the son or daughter that they need. I know that I've taken the time to like observe my parents, and I know like different ways that, okay, I know that my mom does this when she's upset, or my mom does this when she's mad, or whatever. Or I know my dad usually handles his emotions like this. It's just like taking the time to invest in your relationships. One, you're going to build more meaningful relationships that way. Two, you're going to be able to minister to that person better by meeting them where they're at first. 3, I don't even remember where I was going with 3. I had a third one and I don't remember it. I feel like I cannot speak right now. Anyway, it can make all the difference if you just take a little bit of time to be intentional and to invest in your relationships and learn the people that you're in relationships with, whatever dynamic of relationship that you were in. Just invest in your people and pay attention to them so that you know how to be the best possible friend, mother, daughter, son, husband, wife that you possibly can. and above all else, so you can love them like Jesus to the best of your ability, because that's what we're all called to do. Anyway, that's all. I love you guys, and I just want to encourage you to be intentional today and take the time to listen and take the time to pay attention. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.